Okay,
I'm ready.
welcome to our meet and greet. We have some new faces. How exciting. If everybody would like to introduce themselves, that would be fabulous. I'm looking at my screen and Jody, you're up next. How about introducing yourself?
Hello, I am Jody, just like she said, and I'm in Saskatoon, Canada. It's a beautiful, gorgeous day here. I love my brush show to play with, but I love my pastels for my main art. So that's me.
Whoever wants to go next.
I'm Nancy,
Okay.
and I'm also Canadian, and I'm from Vancouver Island. And it's a gorgeous day today as well. We're going to get hopefully up to 20 today Celsius, so I'm real happy about that. And I'm trying to learn watercolor, and I discovered Brusho through a watercolor tutorial that I was watching, and I started to play with it, fell in love with it. So I go back and forth. When I need to just play and relax, I go to Brusho. So, but yeah.
Okay, I'm Nina Morgan. I live in Weston-super-Mare, which is in the southwest, on the southwest coast of England. Yeah, I use mainly Brusho. It doesn't mean I don't dabble every now and again with other mediums, but I've tried all sorts of things really over the years. But Brusho's certainly grabbed me.
Okay, my name's Sam Acker Lymphomalas. I live in near Northwich in Cheshire in the UK. I've just got myself a pack of Brusho and done some pieces in it. Found it really great for doing backgrounds for calligraphy cards. I do quite a lot of different forms of art. I have a Redbubble shop, Lymphomalas, which I've been running for coming up to a year. I'm doing it because I'm in shielding, so I'm going to be in shielding for an awful lot longer because research into blood cancers hasn't come up yet with any conclusive evidence that the vaccines, any of the vaccines work on people like me. So we're all being advised by our consultants to keep in shielding. So, but yeah, I'm very excited by Brusho and wanting to learn more about how people use it.
Yay. Pat, would you like to introduce yourself? Oh, Pat, you got to turn your volume on.
Your microphone?
It says mute. You need to unmute yourself.
No, I think it's a different problem because she's just got no volume.
Can you turn your volume up on your computer?
Oh, maybe that's it.
Ah, there you are.
There you
Hello.
Yes.
Now we've got you, Pat.
Okay. Yes, my name is Pat Hannum, and I'm from Long Island, Port Jefferson Station, which is halfway out between the Hamptons and New York City. I'm in the flyover area. I'm a retired high school math teacher and computer science professor at the local colleges. So, but right now I teach religion, and I also am the secretary of the condo board. So I spend a lot of time with that almost every day, and that keeps me busy. And so I'm trying to relax by doing some painting. And I don't know how I found out about Brusho. I took a watercoloring class. It was 6 sessions at the local university through an organization called OLLI, which pays for it. So, which was nice. I don't know what OLLI stands for. And I had my 6 lessons, so I had a lot of watercolor stuff, but that's as far as it went. All right, so since I met with you guys last week, I got 2 books on Brusho painting. Where are they? Oh, yes, these 2. This one,
That's a good one. I have that
Oh,
one.
yes, that's a good one.
and then this one.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah,
I've seen it, but
this
I
is the
haven't.
2nd volume that she wrote.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
So, yeah,
All
and
right.
it has a lot of color theory in there. So I read both books, And then I started working on my journal, which has a blank cover. I haven't decided what to do. The first thing I painted, I ripped out. I
Oh,
decided to do
No,
that.
you shouldn't do that.
no, no,
You have to
no,
see
no.
your pro-
The
you have to see
page
it
got
progress.
messed up. It ripped and everything. So
Oh, okay.
I did the
Okay.
colors.
Oh,
And the
good. You
reason
did swatches, yeah.
These books are nice is because they only use the colors from this set of Brush Show paints.
Okay.
Which is nice.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
And I don't know, the author is from England
Yeah.
on this
Yep.
book. Yeah, yeah. So at any rate, so I started, I'm on the first chapter. You know, I practiced, I put my results in here, and eventually I'll keep going. And I'm up to this picture. That's what I'm working on
Oh,
now.
good for
Oh,
you.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm gonna do it over again. And I'm gonna do it one more time after that. Figure 3 times. Because she teaches about blending and floating. Obviously, the first try is not correct. You know, you gotta do it over and over again. Yeah.
But they're
I had
beautiful.
fun.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
Now
you
that's-
did a great job.
that's really good, Pat. I like your bananas. They really
Mhm.
look real. I'll have one.
Uh-huh.
That's all Brush Show.
Did you
Yeah.
have to,
Yes, it's
did you have to
brilliant.
order the book?
What?
Or did you have to order the book or did you find it on?
Oh, I
at a
ordered it from Amazon.
Okay, and who's the author?
The author
Mackenzie?
is, let's see,
Was
what's
it
her,
Cassie?
very pretty woman.
Yes, Cassie, isn't it?
Let's see, Carrie Mackenzie.
Oh, Carrie, that's it.
Terry Mackenzie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Carrie Mackenzie, yeah. So, there.
So now, Pat, you're,
Very pretty.
yeah, and
Yes,
she's a
very pretty.
Right, right.
she's a
And she
real
lives
sweetheart.
in, well, she lived in West Yorkshire and now she lives in Halifax.
Now, Pat, your bananas, that's all Brush Show?
What? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the art of Russia.
Yeah, no, your bananas that you painted.
Right. Now, everything is mirror image. I'm looking at my little
Yeah.
screen there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you use Brush Show to do your bananas.
I used, excuse me,
You painted with Brush Show for your bananas?
the whole thing using brush up. Okay. This whole thing was to put the Brusho into a palette. Of course, I didn't have a palette, but I had a mini muffin tin. So I used the mini muffin tin and add water. All right. So I had to be very careful because I was getting those little sprinkles all over the place. The next
Don't we
chapter,
know?
the next chapter is about sprinkling. Okay, so I didn't get to sprinkling yet. So I'm going to do that next.
You haven't posted that in the Brush Show Fun group yet, have you? Did you take a picture and post it?
Okay, I will. And how about, maybe I'll do it after I do the 2 others to show the progression.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, good idea.
okay. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Oh, everybody loves to see what people are doing.
Yes, okay. Yeah. All right.
It's
So
so
we know
good
what
that you're
Pat's
just
been doing.
embracing it so quickly
Mhm.
and doing so well with it. That's awesome.
Yeah, I actually enjoy doing it, you know? And I'm gonna mail, after I get all done with the third one is gonna go to one of my daughters, the one who painted her walls purple.
I did that once.
Oh, well,
I
I
like
like the
purple.
violet and purples then.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So what is everyone else working on?
Well, working on, I've done 2 sketches today in my journal, because you've probably gathered I'm quite quick at what I produce, which may or may not be a good thing. So today I first of all it was going to be a what is it jam, a bit late, but you know, better late than never. But then I overpainted it so much, or I added so much more paint that in the end I thought, no, it'll just have to be what it is. So, which is like I don't know if you can see it properly, but it's got poppies in the forefront and like a forest on a hill in the background. So that was the first one, which is kind of weird looking, really, because it wasn't by design, it was just accidental. Then I did this guy who was supposed to be cute, but my husband thought he looked a bit fierce. I said, well, he's supposed to be fierce.
Oh,
He's so cute.
he's hangry.
So I done those quickly this afternoon. We were out walking this morning, so those are my two for
You
today.
tell your husband he's adorable. Not your
I tell my
husband.
husband he's adorable. Okay.
I have a question actually for Nina. I went out and got the structured gel, but it's not.
Oh, yes. It's like a
I
paste.
haven't- Well, it's like I went to the art store and there was like I bought a box. There's different types. There's and
Oh, there is. There's heavy, there's medium, there's something else.
okay, yeah. So she said, why don't you buy the kit, and then you can play and look, see what each one does. So
That
I
would
was
cost a lot.
actually, yeah, it did. Well, it was $30, but they're small, and I just thought, well,
right,
it's giving me yeah, they're just small little
Mine
guys.
is kind of that big, so you know, getting all
Yeah.
of those would be quite expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what they look like. They do come in a larger thing. But anyways, I was wondering, how do you use it? Because I went on YouTube and it seems like people use it to extend their acrylic colors. That was what I was like,
That's a different one. That's a more liquidy one that yes does.
oh, okay.
What it does is you use it with acrylic, as you say, and it does extend it because acrylic dries so quickly. It gives it a bit more drying, bit more time before it dries, so
Okay.
you can move it around a bit more.
All right.
That's
Because
all that
I
is. I think they got different names for that. One is called something extender.
okay, I'll
there's a
show you what it is that I have it here.
But
Hmm.
anyway, I enjoy using it for brushing.
Here it is.
Nina
It's right-
can
it
take
was-
a picture of hers and put it up on the page so we know what one she has.
Yeah, because I came in this little kind of a box, and there's 6 of them in here.
Oh, right.
And it says extra heavy. Here's my camera. Extra heavy matte.
Okay, yeah.
And then there's another one that says soft gel gloss.
Yeah,
where's
that'll be
the
nice and shiny. Lovely. Oh, mind you, the other one is shiny as well.
clear tar gel. I have no idea what they mean by that.
I'm good at that one.
And this is the
Wow.
regular semi-gloss. So
Yeah.
anyways, I was just wondering, because what it does, like I've played around a little bit with it, but it sort of obviously makes your brush show much more vibrant and
Yeah.
and
Well, it's
really
because
enhances the.
it has a shiny effect, doesn't it? When it dries, that's where more.
Well,
why it looks more
I put it
vibrant.
on after the brush show is on.
you do?
And that was what yes, that's what I was gonna ask. I was like, how do you use this stuff? Do you put it on first? Do you mix it? What do you do with it?
Okay,
So,
well,
I mean,
you
I
can
really
either
don't
put it-
know anything about.
You can either put it on first and then paint.
Okay.
I mean, with
I think-
brusher, because you know you can sprinkle it on. I don't bother always to let it dry. I put it on. So I want to just create some rough leaves going up, drag it up all over the place, give it texture, and then sprinkle the brusher on,
Yeah.
and then
See, I did
spray
that
it with the
Gesso.
water.
I did that with is it gesso or gesso? I don't know how you
Yeah.
pronounce it. I used that for some structure. But this is a whole different other little thing, but I do like it. I have been, I have some ideas, So I just kind of been playing around, but I just
It's
didn't know,
great.
do you put it on first, then paint, or do you paint and then put it on? Like, I
know.
mean,
You
for
can mix
structure,
it.
you would put
You
it
can
on
mix-
first.
You can mix the Brusho in if you want to. It doesn't
Right.
actually change the color of it, although it comes, the stuff comes out white. It doesn't
Yeah.
actually change the color of your Brusho. It retains the color.
Yes.
You could use it like that, but it's great fun to use stencils and palette knife it over. Who is it?
I
on
did
Brusho?
do that.
Yeah, she did it, and that's where I got the idea from.
I
I
made
can't
this
remember her
card
name.
for
That's
my,
terrible.
I made this card yesterday
Mm.
with that, and I stenciled these guys in here.
Yeah.
And then I even covered the whole thing first. This is my mom's anniversary present or
Aw.
card, I should say.
Mm.
That's
So,
nice.
so, but I did do, because I saw you do something with the stencil. So that's what I did.
Yeah.
I just put the stencil down, I scraped it over, and yeah, so. But
That's quite good
it's
fun. Doing that.
Yeah.
Like that.
Okay, that was all I needed. I was hoping you would come on. I wanted to ask you what you did.
I just experiment, Nancy, with everything.
Yeah.
I don't actually look it up particularly. I mean, if I see somebody doing something, I'll have a go. But
Yeah.
then I might try and do my own thing with it. You know, that's just me.
Right, right.
Some things work, some things don't.
Yeah.
Anyway, well done. You did it.
Mhm.
Yes, yeah, well, yeah. I'm working on another piece for it was the nursery rhyme. And I was like, oh, nursery rhyme. Nothing was coming to me. I was just like, forget it. I'm not even going to do anything. And then an idea came. So I'm in the process of working on that right now. So it's drying. It's got a few more steps left to go, but I wanted to put the gel over top of it. So that was why I was like, oh, do I want to do that? Or do I just want to leave it? So I don't know. We'll see. But that
Oh,
was a
well,
hard
there you go.
challenge, by the way.
We
I'm
haven't
sorry.
had many. Well, we have, I
What's
think,
that?
only one or two.
I know, because this was really hard the one, I really liked the first one. I liked her idea, light and dark because that's nursery rhymes are kind of dark, most of them, not all of them. So I liked that. I thought, oh, that's a really good idea. So,
Well, and you can take the idea and create it any way you want. It's just
yes,
to trigger thoughts and, some creativity, and that's all.
yeah. The only one that came to my mind was Hickory Dickory Dock. That was it. So I was like, I don't know what to do with a mouse and a clock. So
Well, you do a mouse on a clock.
clock, yes, I know.
Yeah. Easy. That's an easy one.
Just do the mouse or just do the clock. Who cares?
Yeah.
My brother used to modify that poem and he would say, hickory dickory dock, two mice ran up the clock. The clock struck one and was brutally maimed.
Oh
So,
dear.
yeah, he's not a very happy guy.
I like it.
That's funny.
Okay, well, anybody else been experimenting with anything?
I'm still working on my rose. I finished my brother. I don't know if anybody saw my
I
brother.
saw that,
Yeah,
Jan.
he
That's
turned out well.
fantastic.
Oh, I didn't see that. Is that you
Oh,
put it on Brusho?
Amazing.
No, it's not Brusho. It's done with colored pencil.
Oh, okay, but where did you put it?
On my personal page.
Oh, okay, I didn't see that.
Somebody start talking and I'll run down and get it so I can show it to you.
Okay.
The other thing I'm doing is
Ooh,
roses,
Ooh,
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
pastel mat with colored pencils.
Very
Wow.
nice.
Lovely.
So, thank you, but somebody talk and I'll go get my brother.
Here's my show and tell.
I just finished this one.
Okay.
I posted
Oh.
it this morning.
Oh, it's
Uh-huh.
beautiful.
Oh, I
That's
love
really
that.
lovely.
Thank you. This
Love
is the
that.
first, well, I haven't done too many figures, so I was quite impressed that it turned out.
Yeah, you've done
Well, as
that
it did.
beautifully,
Mhm.
Jodie.
My
Yeah,
adventures have
I
been,
tend to swerve away from, I don't know, I can do them when I get going, but I get a bit nervous about doing them.
The trick
I-
is think of the shapes. Don't intimidate yourself by thinking of the body, but she's like a rectangle and the hat
Yes.
is an oval, right? Start with
Yes.
that and then
Yes.
put more information in afterwards. So don't let a
That's
body
it,
intimidate
that's
you.
it.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
I
can
have
do it.
seen, I can't remember who did it, but he showed how you can do all the different shapes and animal, people and animals, just by using, as you say, the shapes, rectangles, circles, triangles.
Yeah.
And it's quite amazing what you
If
can
you-
start with and actually produce
Mhm.
quite a
Yeah,
If you've been
Good result.
intimidated by chickens, if
Yeah.
you look at a chicken, it's a heart with a tail and a head and legs on the bottom.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so if you can break it down into a basic shape that you can understand and you can put down on a
Yeah.
piece of paper,
That's
then you
it,
can
that's
fill
it.
in the extra quite easily. But it's a real trick, I think, to train your eye to see that base shape and
Yeah.
pull it back.
Totally.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, Jan's back. She can show now.
Yeah,
Oh,
fantastic,
Wow.
amazing, absolutely amazing.
Oh, wow.
Very impressive.
how can I just see just you, Jan? That is awesome.
Yeah, but
Really
you don't get
nice.
the eyes
Oh.
are good on that shot, but the eyes and the glasses
Yeah.
Oh,
were just so well done. But it's not so clear showing it on there. It's a bit in shadow.
so
It's
Jan,
fantastic. Anyway,
I'll give that.
did
tell me
you?
where-
that's
There
better.
we
It's
Come closer.
gorgeous.
There you are.
Can I ask a question about the actual sketching of it?
Sure.
Did you, that's all freehand sketching?
No,
I'm glad to hear that.
Oh, Jan, you've ruined it now.
no.
Well,
It's
because-
called, it's called a light box or light tablet now,
Yeah.
because they're very thick. And you plug it
Okay.
in and the light, it shows
Yeah.
light.
that's a
I
really
want
good
one of
little tool
those.
to have.
And I tape the paint, the print or the outline or whatever on here and then
Yeah.
put it on top. And then I just get the basic outline of everything, like the placement of the eyes, the placement, the line for the
Yeah.
glasses. And once I have that, then I just kind of, sketch in the rest of it. And
Yeah.
from there, then and then I kind of put the paint, the photo away and go from
Mhm.
there. So the photo really, he doesn't look a lot like the photo. In the photo, his beard is thinner, but I remembered him as having a big bushy beard out of
Beard.
control. So I paint him more as I drew him more as I remember him.
Remember, right? Yeah.
So
Oh,
it's not
lo-
perfect,
lovely.
but it's
When
going.
I
Go
when I
ahead.
looked at Nadja's rock star class, I think she uses something like that, but
Mhm.
I didn't have anything like that. So I used my computer
Mhm.
and I just put it on bright and I taped the thing on the computer and then I traced it as best as I could. And then I have recently found an app called the DaVinci Eye. And that's a little bit harder. I actually had to like spend a whole week learning how to use it. But I do the same thing. I just get the placement of where the features are. And then the rest is just basically done by paint or whatever. But it is a handy tool to have. But I am on I'm on Art Tutor. So I have this class I've been trying to do in sketching, which is what Jody, you're talking about, the shapes and stuff. Plus, I also bought a book years ago by Mona Brooks, I believe it is. It's called the Mona method. So it's it's the shapes, it's teaching children how to draw and to carry on the drawing. And I've found myself, as I used to use it to teach my kids, and I found the book in the storage, you know, it's been well used. I thought, oh, I'm going to start doing this. Was way back in September. So I find myself, when I use the Da Vinci, I put the features and then I use her method to fill in, you know, very basic, but it works. So, yeah.
And I mean, I could draw it out if I wanted to, but I don't want to spend that much time.
Yes.
You know, so
Yeah.
it depends on what my goal is. If it's just
Mhm.
something that I want to take time on, then I'll, you know, sketch it out and get it laid out. But doing something like this, and it's going to my family, his
Right.
daughter, it'll be mailed down to his daughter, and then she can make prints for whoever wants them. Something like that. I wanted the placements, I wanted, you know, the structure, because his head is tilted. So you have the shortening of the nose and the lengthening of the one
Yeah.
side. So I needed to get those placements done and like,
Mhm.
but yeah.
It's lovely. And you can tell you've put hours of work into that anyway. So yeah. It's really
Yeah.
lovely.
It got to a point where at first I thought it was done, and I'm in a sketching or colored pencil class, and I showed it to them and they really critiqued it. And I was kind of like, oh God, I got a lot more work to do. So I put it away for a good week and then got it out and went back over it with a harder colored pencil than what I used Prismacolors first. And
Yeah.
they're
Oh,
very
yeah.
soft.
Mhm.
And I was getting the holes or the not a smooth finish. So then I went back over it with polychromos, which are a very hard colored pencil, and it
Yeah.
filled it all in, and it really it just brought it to the next level. So I'm
Mhm.
glad I waited and thought it out and didn't just jump in and ruin it. But yeah, that took me, God, Jody, what did I tell you? Three times trying it.
Yeah, you were
How
pretty
many hours?
discouraged, but you were doing it was good. Like, I know that you wanted it to be 100%, but they were all, I mean, everybody else was gonna go wow,
Yeah.
but you're
They're all
But
laying
this is
down
wow.
there, all the different ones I tried. How many hours? Oh my God. I couldn't even tell you because I do it in the evenings while I'm watching
Mhm.
TV. I've been probably working on it for over a month.
There.
I
Yeah.
think longer maybe. Yeah.
Longer, yeah, probably. And then I have like other paintings or other drawings I'm working on. So if I get to the point where I get frustrated or something, I'll pick something else up, like the roses. I started those when I was in the downtime of working on him. So I
Mhm.
bounce back and forth between different ones.
So how long have you been working with pencil crayon or pencil, I should say like colored pencils?
Colored pencils, 4 months now, 5 months, 4 months.
Yeah.
It's only
It's a
been
bit-
4 months.
Maybe
Why
is
does
it
it
that
seem
long?
like it's been longer?
Yeah.
It's like needlepoint.
Is that good or bad?
Christmas time. I started right after Christmas, around the
Yeah.
first of the year. I never touched colored pencil before that,
Yeah.
and saw an advertisement and did a balloon, a 10-minute balloon, it's called, or something, and I just kind of got hooked. And it works for me. I don't hold everything correctly because I'm not doing it on a desk. I'm sitting on, in a comfy chair with it on my lap with my knees up or whatever. But it just fits for me. So
Mhm.
That's good.
yeah, I was doing scribble art before, and I love that. In fact, I'm going to start doing some live demonstrations, and kind of, show people how to do scribble art. I'm so enthralled with that. And it's just so much fun because it's all about value.
Right.
Where the scribbling is heavier, where it's not as
Yeah.
kind of, and you don't have to stay within the lines, which, growing up as a kid, I hated to color because I couldn't stay inside the lines. It's not in me to stay inside of lines.
And Brusho is made for exactly getting out of the lines.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's-
No, you see, I'm different. I have to stay. I loved colouring in. And actually, as a child, I was very good at it. And I like everything neat, you see. So it had to be inside the lines. And I made
I
sure it
never-
was
Yeah, I never
Yeah.
knew anybody could
different
fail art.
personality.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
never knew anybody could fail art in grade school.
Oh,
Okay, confession of a person who didn't know she was an artist when she was in high school. I took an art class because I didn't want to work in school. So it was my slacking class and I didn't pay attention and I didn't do anything. And oh, of all of the things that I could regret in life, it was not paying attention in that class.
Oh,
Yeah, but
Sam,
that's,
did you have any work that you wanted to show us? I think everybody has showed a piece but you.
Yeah, I'll get it. I've just found out that I've my strategy at the moment, because I do this, my art is a little bit of a business. I also make fun costume jewelry and stuff, is to go in for competitions, and then that way people know I'm good enough to give a commission to, yeah. Because I've not been doing it as a business very long, and for years I did very little apart from just making things. So I've just gone in, there's this UK magazine called Artists and Illustrators, and it's the UK's biggest art magazine, biggest biggest sales, yeah. And they have been running these competitions for lockdown. So I'm just going to try and show you the screen, and it will show you my piece. This was the last week. It's just been announced who won, and because it's such a big distribution, it's quite something to get on their lockdown gallery. And it's the last one because everybody else in the UK, apart from blood cancer patients, is going back to normal. And I managed to get a piece on the gallery this week. So I'm going to, you see that big Union Jack?
Yes.
wow.
Florence
you.
Nightingale in it.
oh,
So it's just the bottom of her face, because I designed it because I wanted to do for Florence Nightingale's birthday, which is also National Nurses or International Nurses Day. I wanted to design a face mask in tribute of Florence Nightingale. I thought it would just be fun. So it's just got in the gallery, and this is what I do. It's great fun doing Redbubble. It's an American company. So that's my Redbubble page with it on, and I've got it there as a mask. You see, so it shows her kind of her mouth and her nose, which is what you cover with your mask, but not the eyes. So that's why I did it like I've done it. And but it's quite good fun. It's, you don't make a living out of it. You can set whatever margin you like on Redbubble, and anybody can join up. So you could all join up. You load on your pictures, either taken with a camera or a phone, or I scan them because I get the shakes because of my health conditions. And then you design them into different products. You can do socks and masks and bags and blanket throws and stuff. So I designed that one specifically because I thought it'd make quite a groovy mask. Ironically, I've not sold a single one of them as a mask or as anything else, but it doesn't matter because it's free to load. Anybody can join. They've got, I think 7 years ago, there was a blog posted and somebody said they had 400,000 artists on Redbubble because it's totally free to join. So in a way, what they do is they're trying to sell their blank products with your design on it to your mates, if you know what I mean. But it's quite fun, and I've ended up selling. I did a lino cut print of my dad's sailing boat in blues, just blue and white, and that's sold in a couple of states in America, in Canada, in Australia, Germany, and in Ireland, usually as face masks. But Australia, it was a greetings card and I made 21 pence. So that's like 21 cent, you know. But it's quite good fun, and it's because I'm a typical accountant. I've been very prudent all my life, and I've been very fortunate. I'm not having to make desperately a living. It's about having a connection to society, you know.
Mhm.
Yes.
So
yeah.
I make things like little macrame charm bracelets and sell them for £4.50. I've just delivered 10, so that's 45 quid, which is quite nice.
Oh.
But I'll just sit in front of the telly making them, and it's a connection to people, because people are delighted to buy all their next year's Christmas presents or this year's Christmas presents for £4.50, as you can imagine. If it's about $4.50, yeah. So they're delighted to get a piece of jewelry for that, and I then have a bit of a connection, you know.
Mhm.
And I
I
get
have a
loads.
Redbubble account too. And
Oh, you do?
yeah, and there you can actually get puzzles made with your
Oh,
images on
jigsaws,
them
yeah.
too.
Yeah, they're
And
cool.
I had a little bit of success with people buying puzzles of my work. So that was kind of fun to have that
I can
happen.
imagine actually, Jodie, some of your work on puzzle would actually be very hard to do.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
lady,
yeah.
she actually
some of the ones I've
texted me.
seen of yours, yeah. But good. That's how it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Yeah,
One of
and
the people
I
who
mean,
bought a puzzle.
it's a nice thing to do. A lot of people were interested in my local pictures of Northwich as puzzles, but because they're made in the US, it was costing over a tenner to get them shipped here. So they weren't prepared to pay the postage. But what worked quite well for me in November, you know, they do the Black Friday stuff, which we're only starting to get in the UK. You know, a few years ago it started, but it was brilliant because loads of people were buying the stuff as Christmas presents using the Black Friday codes. Because I found if you do local landscapes, people really like that, especially around Christmas. So, but yeah, so that's the kind of thing I do. And I've just started using the brush show for, I had a fellow cancer patient who was organizing her greetings cards for her sister's birthday, her husband's birthday, their wedding anniversary. So I just started, I bought 4 colors of brush show and just sprayed A6 size pieces of watercolor paper with water, and then just sprinkled brush on, probably far too much. And then I get quite a dark but interesting background, and then I just used a stencil and a metallic acrylic pen to do, you know, the greetings, and they've gone down very well. So that was quite fun, getting, you know, helping somebody get something that was a bit special. She got me to do the insides like calligraphy. So I typed them up, changed the font and printed them. And then I just used my light box to run over them with a pen, a felt tip or something. But yeah, I've been looking with interest at what everybody else is doing with brush show on the group, because you know, it's obviously an interesting medium that you could use in a specific way as well as just turning into paint.
Oh, yeah, no, brush show is
Oh,
very,
yeah.
very versatile. Yep.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
And I think we all use it to some extent a little bit alike, but yet we have our own techniques in using it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
Yes. So you can see my Union Jack behind the pen drawing is very bright. That's with watercolors, but you could get that kind of depth with brush show because it's very, very bright, isn't it?
yes,
very
it's very
vibrant.
vibrant.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm quite interested in the idea of mixing the colors a bit, because I can see I've put some black on something, and it's obviously created by using dust particles of crystals of brush show in all the colors, but in an equal amount, so you get black.
Yeah.
All of the pots are that way. Each pot has its own base of different colors that make up that color. So
Yeah.
when you do your swatches, in fact, I'm going to be doing, not only am I going to do the scribble art, I'm going to be starting, I have a whole new camera and setup now. I'm going to be doing live presentations on each of the colors for brush show and show how the different colors make up each one. Some aren't as noticeable as others. Black is very noticeable because there's oranges and blues, and
Yeah.
it's amazing. I think that's what really for me makes brush shows so expressive and fun to use, is because of those colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, the grey and the two browns as well will display a lot of colours, won't they?
Mhm.
If you just sprinkle them in. I love it. I love to see that.
Yeah.
So-
And I think it's is it the olive green or the moss green that also does the same thing? Like you get,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that one recently.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Even leaf green, like if you're
Yeah.
doing a tree, has yellows and oranges in it. It's just,
Yeah. And those little bombs of turquoise or whatever color of blue is mixed in there too. And it's just surprising when it's like, oh, look at this is all green. And then there's that little bit of blue over here. And there's the
Yeah.
yellow and
Yeah.
it's separated. And
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fun. It's addictive.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
it's
and I
addictive.
used some I did my first ever paint pour. I had my birthday and I wanted, obviously we can't go out, can't go for a meal or anything, but I thought it'd be fun to do a paint pour. And what I decided to do was mix the black brush show, that's how I found out it was full of the different colours, into PVA glue to make the first layer, you know. And that's turned out. I'm going to wander, so you'll see me wandering around the house because I've poured resin all over it, so it's drying in. Because you know, with resin, if you spill it on anything, you can never ever get it out. Yeah. So I've got
Never
it
used it.
drying in a box, but and then I've added other acrylic paint pour on it. So I don't know if it's going to show. You can see it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So I did one in it. It's kind of moon phases. And I wanted to do a piece with my husband. So the base color for which I put other acrylic paints on top of it, pouring them in, was black brush show with PVA glue. And I thought that's quite an interesting way to do your base, if you know what I mean. But I did that with my husband because he's not artistic. He did a similar thing. He basically got struck off art at primary school because he did a tiger with stick legs. And the teacher said at this very refined English Cheshire primary school that gets a lot of people into Oxford and Cambridge eventually, how could somebody as bright as you do stick legs on a tiger? But it was because he wasn't encouraged to work at it, you know what I mean? He just did, how can I do it as quick as possible? But anyway, so I got him to help me work on the moon phases, which I then have stuck onto the paint pour, but I made them using, I don't know even in where you are, your milk cartons come like this, but our milk cartons, they used to come in glass bottles, and they now come in a particular type of clear, opaque white plastic that you can mold by ironing it between baking parchment. I don't know if that's the right term for where you are, but you basically put it between baking parchment and run an iron over it, like you're ironing your clothes. And you can,
I didn't know that.
you can flatten it. And what I do is I cut shapes, clean my milk carton as plastic, cut shapes into it, iron it, and then I use alcohol inks on it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
so
I
I did,
know what we're all going to be doing this afternoon.
Yeah, I have
Our
a feeling
milk
there's
bottle
gonna be a
and,
lot of
um,
experimenting.
Yeah.
Ironing it. Is that our next challenge, is to see what we come up with an iron milk bottle?
yeah.
Well, I don't use mine for clothing, so I have to use it for something.
Yeah.
I don't use mine for that either. I don't think I know how to iron anymore.
Well,
And are
it's,
you going to try that too? Are you going to try ironing a milk bottle?
Me?
No, Pat.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I
Oh,
don't think
yes,
so.
yes. Yes, give it a go.
Come on.
But you can use it with it's a I can't remember the phrase for it, but it's a particular type of plastic. Usually drinks bottle tops, you know, squash bottle tops and things like that are the same plastic, and the milk bottles. And if they'll heat with if they melt under an iron, which is quite low temperature really, they're that type of plastic. So there's a big movement into recycling these plastics this way. So because we're all against single-use plastic, we're trying to be, you know, more saving. So it's quite satisfying.
Mhm.
But I'm wondering if there's any way I can get to colour them with Brusho, but I might have to do it by putting PVA glue over them first.
I was gonna
Yeah, I
say
don't think it
one of
would
those
adhere
gel
to-
mats, like Nancy was talking about, or the PVC glue would still do it too, just to adhere it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mm.
Mm.
But I suppose
Okay,
that's the kind of
ladies, we have a challenge for next week. We're gonna play with milk bottles and
Yes.
see what we can come up with.
Yeah, we can show the results on here. Yeah. Yeah.
I guess it's Brusho's that kind of material. If you like Brusho, you probably like experimenting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. And alcohol
Absolutely.
ink, I think alcohol inks, I mean, it's a totally different medium, but I think alcohol ink and Brusho are extremely similar because of the outcome. So
Mhm.
yeah, a lot of my friends that do alcohol inks, I've gotten them to use Brusho, like Teresa. There's several in the group now that are really, really active using Brusho and
Yeah.
mixing too. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It's that thing that I'll always wear gloves when using resin, but I won't wear using alcohol inks. I'll risk it. And it's the same with Brusho. Once you've got it on your fingers, that's it.
Yep.
You know, when you go out anyway, you're gonna have to explain why your fingers are purple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just say it's my badge of honor.
I had my-
washes
I had
off
my
within
first-
about 24 hours. It sort of disappears. But yeah,
Yeah.
if you're going out in the evening the same day as you've used it, that's hopeless. It's,
Yeah.
it's there whether you like it or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shampoo, wash your hands with shampoo, hair shampoo.
Yeah.
That helps get it out. Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
off your hands.
Yeah.
Somebody else said the antibacterial wash, hand soap does it as
Yeah.
well. But
Yeah.
to me, I mean, any soap actually eventually gets it out within the 24 hours anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
well, I had my first real accident last night with Brusho. And I had the lids off. That's the first mistake.
Whoa.
And I was tired, and I have my little dish here, and I took the yellow, and I don't know, I thought that there was a lid on it. And I went dump into the thing, and the whole thing fell, and I went, ah! So, yeah,
Whoops.
I went, I've heard about people having accidents, but this is so that it was everywhere.
Oh, wow.
Do you have to
I
buy a
know.
new? Do you have to buy a new pot of
Well,
yellow?
it was a dry a little well, so I scooped as much as I could and put it back in. But yeah, it still, like, I'm looking at it right now. You can kind of see where. How does it go? These things are there. There it is.
Well, at least you can use it till it's gone. It's not like you lost it
Oh.
in carpet like I did.
Well,
No.
I had it
Oh.
on, like I sprayed my desk actually, and I sprayed everything, because if you spray it, then you can wipe it up really fast. So that's what I did. And then, but it was all over my hands. And yes, soap does wash it off. So they were really yellow last night.
Are you gluing the tops on now?
No. I usually have them on all the time. So I just happen to be taking a brush to tap, and I'm usually very careful. I put the lid back on right away, but
I
yeah.
confess I've done it. I've tried it like that, with the tapping, but I don't know, it's too dangerous for me. I mean, I'm the clumsiest person in the world. It's a bit
Well,
silly, really.
I learned my lesson.
Yeah, exactly.
What I do is I have these tiny little plastic spoons from puddings that you get these. We get these puddings which are really lovely in a little plastic pot, and I use plastic pots for mixing paint afterwards. And they come with these tiny little plastic spoons that we don't need. So now I save them, and they're my Brusho spoons.
Oh,
So I open the top because you don't want to. I mean, I do my art in the kitchen because, you know, apart from the resin, which is in the back bathroom, we never use because you don't want to move it. But I do it in the kitchen, and I don't really want to use a spoon we might use to eat with for an art
Mhm.
material. So they're perfect. But I put down a bit of kitchen towel, and then I open my Brusho pot one at a time, very gingerly.
Yes.
And
Yes,
I've learned,
it's not the opening that's a problem. It's what you might do with it afterwards. You've only got to go fling your arms around and
yeah.
the way it goes.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I also put down, I've got some old oilcloth tableclothing that I had for holiday cottage we rent out that Visit Britain didn't like. So I now use that on my counter for any alcohol ink or Brusho, because I've found, you know, it does look very off-putting when husband comes to serve at the dinner and the counter is blue.
Yes.
I did this. This is what the author suggested with the little pin, and you write the name there.
Yeah.
But when I
Yeah.
sprinkle it out, I discovered that the sprinkles do get all over the table. I didn't realize that, even though I keep it kind of low, they still get scattered. And sometimes I don't find out until an hour or two later. And then I get dots on my hands when I touch the table. So
Yeah.
I have to be careful. Yeah.
I'm
We've
learning
got to go,
to
Jody.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have to go. It's been
And I do-
lovely.
Nice to see
I
you.
have to go as well, so
Yeah.
I'll say.
Oh, I do too. It's 12 o'clock.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to
Okay.
do a massive
Uh,
exit, but so enjoy your weekend, everybody. It was really nice to see you all today.
I'm going to look forward
Nice
to
to see
seeing you
you.
guys next week
See you
too.
soon.
All
Yeah,
right. We look forward to next
ta-ra
week.
for now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Okay,
Thanks
bye-bye.
for joining.
Okay, yeah, bye-bye.
Oh, right.